Hi, this is Susanna Corbett. Thanks for downloading Step and Son.
Hello and welcome to Step Pod and Son, a podcast based at Mews Cottage, 26A, Aldrum Lane, Shepherd's Bush. This is the home of the world's most famous rag and bone men, or as Harold would say,
Salvage Recovery Operative.
My name is Darren.
And I'm his co-host Si, also known as Two of the Three Comedians podcast that we co-host along with the amazing Tom from One Foot in the Podcast.
We plan to review episodes, chat to fans of the show, and maybe even chuck in the odd quiz. We hope you enjoy listening. Please check out the pod on Spotify, Insta, Twitter, and all other platforms. Oh, I love in the background, mate.
Yeah,
Production, that's brilliant.
that's from the Horror of Dracula, I think that is. That one.
Did you hear that at the start?
Say again, mate.
Did you hear what I played at the start?
No, sorry, what was that?
Oh, yeah. Since you rewatched it with the missus, it's inspired me.
I'm keeping my cool as much as I can. I am telling you, read my lips.
Well, if you're going to say any more,
if you're going to say any more, I get it out. No, I haven't done it on the right. I mean, I haven't done it on the right before, and I am not having the blame. I've never done it on the right before. And you're getting me heads up. And you're sat there like Jim. You're sat there like Jim. Are you going to listen? You're going to listen then? I listen.
That's it, keeping it cool.
Oh gosh.
See, anyone under 35 is not going to understand that. It's Maureen from driving school.
Yeah, It's taking a trip down memory lane and rewatched it. Prompted by our discussions about it, and I found it on YouTube, and then iPlayer's got it. So brilliant.
Yeah, it's on iPlayer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Was it 97?
It must be, it must be at least 25 years. Like, so, yeah, I think I
sure
was
I read
primary
it was,
school when it was on. So,
I'm sure I read it was 97. I'm sure I was in like year
sounds
7 or something like that.
About right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we finally watched the last episode where, spoiler alert, Maureen does eventually pass in an automatic. But the very end of it is they go on this honeymoon, like retread of where they were. And he's like, oh, just let me have a drive. And obviously, I suppose technically it's like learning still, isn't it? So she can drive it as long as he's sat next to her. But they're going down this hill. Yeah, in the larder. Sorry. They're going down this hill and it's absolutely pelting it down. And it's one of those like country lanes where it's barely any road. And he's just getting really, really, I mean, it looks scary. Like the way like the camera crew obviously kept their distance. They're a good sort of 4 or 5 cars in front of them. But she's like, no, I'm doing it. And
they were brilliant because it was like well, for those who haven't seen it, it was just a documentary on people learning to drive in Cardiff and Bristol area. And then Maureen and her fella became famous, didn't they? Because they were just arguing the whole time.
Well, that's it.
Poor Maureen, like she's learning in a massive tank of a larder.
Yeah, not exactly
and failed.
Helpful, is
Did
it?
she fail like 9 times or something like that?
And yeah, it was a significant amount. Plus, she'd also spent, I don't know, something like, was it $7,000 on lessons?
Yeah,
or something?
and they weren't well off, bless her and Dave. But so, like, yeah, $7,000. But she did well out of it. I remember because it was bonkers her fame because she was on like the Jay Leno show and she did This Is Your Life and she brought a single out. I think it was like
did a cover of Madness driving in my car, didn't she?
I hope they made a few quid. Her and Dave.
Yeah. Now, I mean, you could argue she was one of the first reality TV stars, I suppose, because that was just kind of start of that boom period, late 90s, early 2000s, wasn't it? When
I can't think of anyone before it.
Not really, mate. No, I mean, obviously, you had a lot of daytime shows like Richard and Judy and stuff, but that wasn't really reality TV, was it? That was kind of interview stuff still. And then you had your game shows and obviously like dramas and comedies and stuff. But yeah, actual reality TV. I suppose it was that, and then like Changing Rooms, sort of took off, and Ground Force, and then
Big Brother. Then what was that?
Big Brother, yeah. I remember watching the first Big Brother. Like,
oh, it's brilliant, wasn't it?
I was trying to watch it on because we only just got dial-up internet at the time, and literally we sort of were like frame buffering and just terrible picture and stuff. But it was like, wow, God. Actually watching them live, it was amazing.
Yeah, because it was like, I remember it was a boiling hot summer, like, and it was all over like the summer, wasn't it? And they were like, it was a proper experiment then, wasn't it?
Oh,
like
gosh,
now it's like Love Island, but then it was genuinely like normal
people
going on
there. I mean, I'll be honest, we've watched the last few they've done. ITV own it again now, or not again, sorry, for the first time. It's gone around from Channel 4 to Channel
I was going
5
to
to
say that's done the
ITV.
rounds, isn't it?
It's done the rounds, mate. Yeah, it's just the BBC and it's had the set.
God.
Keeps the match ball. But yeah, it's all right. I mean,
Mm,
it's like anything with these things, isn't it? It's just putting people in situations where they create conflict, and that makes good television. So,
yeah. Yeah.
arguably, it's a little bit cruel on a psychological level, isn't it? Like,
Well, at least now they know what they're going in for. I mean,
yeah,
like the
true,
first
true.
series of Big Brother, they didn't have a clue. I mean, they
Oh
come
no,
out and it was just like,
no,
good God, it was like, what,
yeah. I
everyone
remember
watching
things
it.
like in the first one. Obviously, you had Nasty Nick, didn't you? He was like
Yeah.
doing his planned sort of cheating and stuff.
Do you
But
remember Craig Sharda?
oh yeah, yeah.
This week I nominated Sharda.
Remember Anthony Royal and Darren doing the
Yeah.
impressions of it as well. That's it,
Yeah.
you watch the Royals and it is just like encapsulated in there, isn't it? You can date that series back to
Yeah.
the references it was making. And obviously, as time's gone on, that's just seems so long ago now. But at the time, it was like, yeah, it's like everyone's watching it. So like
Yeah.
Mambo #5, like that was in the charts, wasn't it? And
Oh
Jim
God, yeah.
dancing along to it while wallpaper stripping.
He's
So
got his cess, didn't he, with all the women?
oh Mambo.
As Jim
Oh
said.
Mambo.
Oh, man. But no, last time we were together was the David Clayton interview.
You know what? That was so good. I really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed listening
Like,
back
yeah,
to
I
it
love
as
that. It
well.
was good. He was great, wasn't he?
He was great. It was really nice to chat to him. And yeah, I mean, I only realized afterwards how many books he's written. He sent me some links and stuff of things he's
Yeah. Well, we didn't even speak about the Richard Beckinsale one. And for,
no,
big fans, I'm amazed we didn't bring that up. Uh,
yeah.
but
Well,
no, it
if we
was,
ever do Rising Damp, mate, and at some point we can always ask him to come back and talk about Richard. That'd be interesting to hear about yeah, his exploits. Yeah, because I mean, what was it? 31 he died at.
yeah, that's so young, wasn't
It's
it? Richard
terrifying, mate.
Beckinsale,
Terrifying, isn't it?
31.
Yeah. I tell you, talking of ages, this has scared me. I was looking at like a bit of preparation for what we're watching tonight, and
Mm.
Kenneth Williams is 39 in this.
Is he?
39, mate. Yeah. So just
Err.
get your head around that. Like
That's
he's
mad, isn't
probably
it?
he's probably just a couple of years older than me and
Oh,
just
he's younger than
younger than
me.
you. So
Yeah.
but that's
Err.
terrifying, isn't it? Like, we're gonna watch him, we're gonna think we see him as this sort of perennial guy in his 50s, late 50s or 60s, but
Yeah.
obviously he wasn't. He was quite a young
No,
guy. That's
yeah, like I said, I might have said before, I read his diaries years ago, and
mm.
he's just fascinating. He's such an interesting guy.
Yes. Yeah,
Just
very much
just
so.
either way you start with him, just I mean, he worked with
No,
everyone. He worked everywhere. He did
yeah.
so much, and I think he came from like a working class East London
Mm.
sort of background. I think his dad was a barber. His
Yeah,
mum, I think, was a housewife.
yeah,
And he sort of grew up in the barbers, like seeing customers come and go. And apparently
yeah.
his mum was like really quick-witted, so that's where he thinks he got it from. And
Mm.
yeah, and he did
We,
like national service and all. And
okay, so yeah,
you
yeah,
can
yeah.
imagine someone like him in the army. And
Be interesting to know. Yeah, does he mention that in his book at all? His memoirs, diaries, or
yeah, the diaries I read, it was so long ago, but he wrote it in code.
right?
And there was loads in there about the Carry On films,
Mm.
which I'm sure we'll cover in a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember there's certain people like he didn't really get on with Sid James, didn't like him, so he
I
was
mean,
quite
yeah, I suppose they are polar opposites in lots
yeah,
of respects. Sid was like, perennial, cheerful lad, really, wasn't he?
yeah,
Of the
so,
carry-ons.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
like always. But he was another, and he looked about 80, and
Yeah.
he was like
Yeah. And
50 odd.
he died in his mid-60s, didn't he, or something? So
Plus, he looked older than that, in the
yeah.
60s,
Yeah,
didn't he? He was-
he had one of those faces like a sort of, a weathered football or whatever, didn't he? He just sort of no disrespect to
Yeah,
him, but
no,
yeah,
no,
he just yeah,
like a
didn't
walnut.
yeah, Warnock, there you go. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean, I wonder with those guys, like Sid James, not so much, but Kenneth Williams, you do think did he resent the carry on? Because we love carry ons, but they're not that challenging, and
no,
I suppose for any actor the challenge is to keep doing different stuff. We talked about it with Harry, haven't we, and what have you? But Charles Hawtrey, Bernard Bresslaw, Kenneth Williams are just known for that. And although it's a legacy, and I suppose better to remember for something rather than nothing,
Well,
would rather have been known for
hold fire.
Shakespeare
We'll
or
we'll come to that in a bit.
yeah,
Hold
yeah,
fire.
interesting.
Yeah. No, it is. Yeah, we'll cover that in a bit. So we are reviewing what we reviewing, Si, and why.
Carry on screaming.
Really? Why are we doing
Yeah.
that?
Well, there's obviously a direct link to Steptoe in that the main, I suppose, the headline star of this is Harry. The only one he did, I think, isn't it? Could be wrong, but I think
Yeah, no, it is. That's what I do like about this. He's not like a 2 minute part, is he? He's not,
no,
5 minutes, or he's the
yeah,
main character in it. And speaking of Sid James, apparently Sid James was unavailable. There's
right,
two reasons why he didn't do it, and I sort of did a bit of research, and apparently one was that he was ill at the
right.
time, and then another reason was that he was doing Babes in the Wood at the London Palladium.
Oh well,
So
fair
yeah, so either
enough.
one. So
I
yeah,
mean,
Harry H Corbett stepped in.
I suppose the release schedule of the Carry On films was immense, wasn't it? I think they were
Oh,
doing at least two
crackers.
a year, sometimes three.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I suppose they couldn't always get all of the cast back together, which makes it fresher, I suppose, having different people drop in and comedy legend as it was. So this would have been after the Steptoe fourth series ended, I suppose, when they thought it was all over first time.
Yes, what was this night, August 1966?
66, yeah.
And this was the
Wow.
12th of 31 Carry On films.
Wow. Gosh, there you go.
I do,
So I don't know many of the early ones. I know sort of like Camping very well. One of my favorite films, Camping. And At Your Convenience, the toilet factory one. That's quite good.
uh, was it Follow That Camel?
Follow
Was it
That Camel.
with
Yeah.
Phil
Yeah.
Silvers?
Yeah. There's some
Yeah.
there's some great ones, but yeah, the early ones, like the black and white ones, I don't even have seen them really.
I do like the opening, the credits, the soundtrack, the Carry On Screaming. It was, I think it was a couple of different names. It's listed as Anon that sang it.
Right.
But I think years later they revealed apparently it was sung by Ray Pilgrim,
Okay.
but I think it's a bit of like contention who did sing it. Like I said, his billed at the moment as anonymous.
Yeah, I mean the Carry On Camping intro music is One Man Went to Mow. So I suppose they didn't always do a
Yeah,
didn't
but
always
this
do
one
a theme
we
song
got
for it, but
yeah got Kenneth Williams as Dr. Watt.
yeah.
We've got Jim Dale. He's pretty good, and he
Yeah, he's one of the few that's left alive still. So I've kind of a quick look of who's still around, and he's in his late 80s now, but he's still around. So
goes, yeah, that's true. And we got Charles Hawtrey we mentioned.
yeah,
We've got Joan Sims,
yeah.
Bernard Bresslaw,
Oh, Bernie.
Peter Butterworth
Peter,
as
I
Doc.
love Peter Butterworth. I think he just has such
He's brilliant, isn't
quality to whatever he does. I was watching an old Doctor Who recently, and he pops up in that as it's called the Meddlesome Monk,
he? Yeah,
uh, like another Time Lord.
he's
And
really
he's
good, and he's just
played for comedy. It's just brilliant. Yeah.
he's DC. I think it's Slow Bottom or
Okay.
Slowbottom.
Nice.
And we've got the amazing Fenella Fielding as Valeria Watt. I mean,
Oh,
she's
okay.
incredible. Um,
From Guest House Paradiso.
and from The Prisoner.
From the prison, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. She's the voice of the Good morning, good morning. The creepy voice
Cool.
that they play
Yeah,
in the
of course.
village. And then we've got Harry as DS Sidney Bung. And the monster apparently is named Oddbod, played by Tom Clegg.
Is that a play on Odd Job?
I think it must be, yeah.
Uh,
So this would have been, what's this, Pinewood Studios? Because it starts with them in a forest, and
yeah. Yeah, a lot of the ones were filmed. This was the last one filmed before they became Rank Films, wasn't it? I think I read that. So it was a different sort of studio distributor.
yeah.
So they're sort of like, I don't know if there's any significance in that, but I just remember the Rank is like the guy banging the gong, isn't it, at the start?
Yeah, yeah.
Bit like the start of Indiana Jones, Temple of
Oh yeah,
Doom.
it's good that, yeah.
So who's the young lady here? I mean, is it? It looks like a location. Yeah, I think it probably is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got to be.
Supposed to be too much trouble to get all that in for just a studio shot.
So that was Angela Douglas.
Andrew Douglas, there you go.
Yeah.
Could I see the master of the house?
He's been dead 15 years now. But if you'll come in, I'll ask him if he can see you.
Sergeant, yes, you! It's him! You great Stephen Nick! What are you trying to do? Ride me to death? Harry, I'm screaming!
It's Carry On Screaming.
Not now!
There is something in those bushes.
Carry On Screaming with laughter, of course, as Peter Rogers and Gerald Thomas invite you to join the Carry On crowd on a riotous ride through the realms of hilarious horror. Harry H Corbett.
All right, Mr. Potter. All we want to know is, where is it?
Well, Lummy, it's your police station. You ought to know where it is.
Take your boots off. We're investigating a barefoot robbery. Are you sure those are your feet?
Of course they're mine. Who do you think they are?
Sarge, only 5 toes.
Well, how many am I supposed to have?
6! Where's the other one, eh? What have you done with it?
Jim Dale.
Do you happen to know what Doris was wearing?
A dark green jacket and a long green skirt.
Did you get that down?
Oh, no, as I said, I've only known her a year.
Kenneth Williams as Dr. Watt, who's been dead for 15 years, but just won't take it lying down.
That policeman's here again.
What's he after?
The same as he was after last night, I imagine.
Fenella Fielding, who causes the copper to come a cropper.
Yes, but I don't think you're very experienced in the ways of love.
If you want to know the way, ask a policeman.
Charles Hawtrey as Dan, the
Don't look. Is he drowned?
Joan Sims.
Sidney Bung, you have been drinking. So, this is the step on the final path, is it? Well, you can't say my mother didn't warn me. Now, get out!
Angela Douglas, innocent victim of a crazy collection of crooks. And 2 of the most lovable monsters ever seen on the cinema screen.
I do wish Junior would learn to use the door.
It's Carry On Screaming.
There is another link. I watched this the other day. There is another link to Steptoe in this.
Okay.
And at some point, we have Frank Thornton appear, who was obviously
Oh, right. Oh, nice.
Did we count 5 episodes of Steptoe he was in?
Yeah. That's a pretty good turnout, isn't it? For playing different character each time.
Yeah, that's it. I know it. Yeah, this one. I don't know if you know. Who was the name of the director at the start? Something Thomas.
Yeah. Gerald Thomas.
Gerald Thomas. I think it was him and another one because it was a bit of a scandal, wasn't it, with these Carry On films about how low the actors were paid.
Oh, they paid peanuts. Absolutely
Yeah.
nothing. Yeah.
And I mean, it was perfectly legal because I think it was agreed with their agents. And
Yeah, that's it,
they
isn't
had
it?
sort of peanuts really. But then obviously the director and what was his name? The guy that sort of took all the royalties, I suppose you'd say, all the profit from it. Like every year he'd buy himself a new Rolls Royce.
Wow.
And then you had a lot of the actors like Joan Sims sort of lived in poverty for the last few years of her life.
It's not good, is it, at all? No.
And they tried to sort of get him to, relinquish some of the money because a lot of the actors at this point were sort of struggling. And when you think, the amount of times Carry Ons are repeated, even if they had, a small amount every time it was repeated, they could live off that. But
Yeah.
no, he refused.
Interesting. Yeah. You'd hope things have changed since then, wouldn't you?
Well, I think because speaking of Kenneth Williams, in his book, he says about he once had to get like across one side of London to the other to do the filming for the Carry On films, and he charged a taxi fee to the studios,
Right.
and then they docked £500 out of his wages.
Gosh, wow.
I mean, that's a lot of money in the 60s, isn't it?
That
Well, it
is a
is
lot of
now.
money. Yeah.
But Harry now, he's looking well, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean,
Good
this
shape.
first time we've seen him in color, I suppose, because at this age, because obviously Steptoe was black and white up until this point, wasn't it? So for
Yeah,
some people, it may be the first time they'd seen him.
that's true. That I didn't think of that. Yeah,
And obviously, by the time we see him later in the color, he's sort of got a little bit older, hasn't he? And a little bit slightly larger frame, I guess. But
yeah.
well, his hair's got thicker anyway. But
I was gonna say trying to work out at what point the wig sort of comes into it, but he's.
yeah.
I mean, I think that's natural here now. He's got a good head of hair.
So this is a period drama, I'm guessing. So it's sort of not in the modern day.
No, I think it's
Like,
supposed to like a nod towards like Sherlock Holmes style.
yeah. There's always a funny thing with Hammers. I mean, I love the Hammer films, but they've got a very interesting setting because they seem to be set, like in the 1800s or when have you. But everyone speaks English, even when they're in sort of like, Austria or Romania.
Yeah.
Everyone speaks like really, really normal English. So
Yeah.
it's sort of like not really that
No, it's
lifelike,
not.
I
No.
suppose.
It's like
But
Harry now. He's got that pipe. It's like a direct nod to Sherlock Holmes in it. With
yeah.
I don't know if he wears a deer stalker at one point in this. I do like Jim Dale in like all the others as well. He's just got like this.
Mm.
It's like believe. I know they're all great actors, but
Yeah, he's got something a little bit else in his locker, hasn't he? He's not just
yeah.
one dimensional character.
I think he's a young courting gentleman in this, trying to get his end away, isn't he? So,
I remember him in, is it Carry On, either Nurse or Doctor? They all blend into one, those.
yeah,
But I'm sure he's in one of the medical ones.
yeah, he is, isn't he? Yeah, there's a good bit there. He's talking about because he's in the forest with a young lady, and they're trying to work out. He said
Yeah.
he's talking about the forest. He goes, "How far did you go?" He goes, "Well, not very far. We're not still engaged."
Yeah.
So what's the the monster oddbod is left?
He's left a clue, hasn't he? Like a finger,
He's left a whole finger.
which, yeah, a little bit odd, I suppose, but yeah. Yeah, he does look very Holmes-like, doesn't he, Harry? And this got
Yeah,
this
yeah.
three-piece suit and then like the overcoat with the short arms on it, and yeah, practically a deer stalker, isn't it? Really?
I think he plays a good part in Harry because he sort of knows this.
Yeah.
It's he's tongue in cheek, but he's playing it seriously. But I was having a look at a couple of sort of comments online about it, and he rocks up in a car. There, I don't know if you're at that bit.
So
And
Oddbod's just gone to try and find his finger. That's where I'm at the minute. So Oddbod's just literally been looking around a clearing. They've arrived in a car, and
yeah, I've come to the bit and I saw Oddbod's looking for his finger. But yeah, somebody pointed out online that the car that they drove up in.
yeah,
If you have a look at the reg plate, it says HS 25, and
right.
it stands for Harold Steptoe. And 25 is the year Harold Steptoe was born.
Oh, wow.
Whether that's true, I don't know, but it just seems funny he's driving a car with
No, that's
HS.
an interesting idea, isn't it? Yeah.
They're going to give a nod to Steptoe, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, the car driven by Bung in the film is a 1904 Brushmobile. And it's an extremely rare and valuable creation, an early example of a working electric car. It was loaned to the production by Lord Bellew, and survives to this day as a permanent exhibit at the National Motor Museum in Kuala Lumpur.
Oh, wow, nice.
Yeah, so it's actually an electric car.
Well, Oddbod's just been taking bits off it. So.
Yeah. Oh God, I'm loving Oddbod's eyebrows.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that, mate. Apparently, Carry On Screaming was the only film in the series to make it into Time Out magazine's list of the top 100 comedy films of all time.
Oh, nice.
Do you know what number it was?
27.
99.
Oh, right. Yeah. Only just made it then.
Only just made it, yeah.
So his bird's gone missing, and Oddbod's walking around the grounds of this house, which I assume it's going to set up to be this is where she is.
There's the in the car again.
So this is what I love about these plots, that you don't need to be rocket scientist to work it out. It's pretty straightforward, isn't it?
Yeah.
Relies on the kind of comedy rather than it being anything too challenging.
It's always like when they do like dramas like this or sort of mysteries, it's always dark, foggy, and
Yes.
London's always misty, and
Yeah.
It's never a bright sunny day.
Doctor Who did a sort of version of Hammer. They did the Talons of Weng Chiang, it's called.
Yeah.
And that's sort of very much like Jack the Ripper, London, smog and Victorian times.
Yeah.
Captured it really, really well.
So what's the name of the rest home? They've just arrived at a rest home called
Bide Wee, is it?
Bide Wee Rest Home.
Yeah. Again, this looks like a proper on location, unless it's a very, very elaborate set. But
Yeah, if that is a set, that's brilliant. I mean,
yeah.
I'm loving Harry's gloves. What's going on there? It looks like he's welding.
Yeah.
They're like gauntlets, aren't they?
I've just got to the bit where Bernard Breslau's at the door.
Yeah, he's brilliant, Bernard Breslau, and he like everything he's in. He just looks odd, doesn't he?
He does look odd. He's wearing slippers though.
In slippers, yeah.
I mean, it's supposed to be Lurch, I suppose, from the Addams family.
You rang, my lord.
That's it. Do you like the Addams family? The sort of two films they put out.
Yeah, we watched one of them yesterday. Funny enough, because
All right.
my daughter loves it. She loves Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Of course, yeah.
Did you see the Disney? Yeah, the Disney series.
Alex watched it. My wife, I haven't seen it, but
oh, she loves it. It's brilliant. I think they're filming a series 2 now, so
are they? All right. Wow.
it'll be out next year, I think. But yeah,
That's good to see. There's links to kind of that kind of gothic horror still. You know what I mean? It's not died out fully.
yeah, gosh, no, it's popular as ever, really. So the house they've just come into, I think that is a set, isn't it?
Yeah, that does look a bit. It looks a bit like the house Victor goes to in Wisdom of the Witch.
Oh yeah, it does a bit.
Cobwebs
Yeah.
and big staircase.
Yeah, and a bit of the paintings and
yeah, and Edwin.
the size of Bernard Breslau. I mean, like he stood next to Harry, and
Yeah,
Harry's like
not
at
a
his
small guy, is
shoulders.
he at all?
Oh.
Harry's knocking on 6 foot, so
Yeah.
Bernard 6'5", 6'6" or something.
That's it. See, are you at the bit with the lampshade with the purple like tassels? That is
Yes.
a hell of a
Yeah.
interesting painting that as well on the wall with they're all a bit mesmerized by this nude painting.
So there's that Fenella building.
Yeah, for an elephant, yeah, she's behind it with the eyes moving.
Yeah.
I mean, such a strange woman. Like I don't think she sort of got into acting until she was about 30.
Yeah.
Because she had very overbearing parents, apparently.
Okay.
Not a happy home life. I think she wanted to do acting from a young age, and her dad sort of said no. Not as politely as that though. And then she sort of drifted into sort of other jobs, and then became very depressed. And I read a bit about it. She sort of tried to take an overdose.
Oh, blimey.
And it didn't sort of work. And then she sort of had a bit of a epiphany, I suppose, and then took up acting.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
But such a like unique woman, like the voice, the look.
Yeah. Again, is
know.
she playing some sort of like Morticia Adams type?
Yeah, that was
A bit vampire-ish as well. But
yeah, very vampirish, I suppose you got. Yeah, another fact about it. Okay, so the jewelry was bought from London for Fenella Fielding to match her now iconic red dress. Fenella Fielding had to buy her own ring for the role, however, which cost £9.
Gosh,
that's worth more than that now, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm gonna say what's that now? Probably 50, 60 quid, maybe more. Yeah.
It's funny because we first see it, like I first saw it in Guest House Paradiso, where she's all
Mrs.
twat.
Foxfur, isn't she? Yeah.
She's calling Richie a twat. Like Mr. Twat.
So we got Ken Williams.
So have they hooked him up to electrodes?
Some sort of electrodes. Again, this is just like I was watching the Curse of Frankenstein recently, and this is just like the sets from that. It's really, really well done. Great attention to detail. They didn't do stuff by halves. Obviously, that's why they could afford to pay that because they spent it all on the budget, I guess. But
well, apparently the budget was I think it was £197,500.
Yeah,
for a film, with top actors in it. That's nothing really. That
no.
But like if you look at the wall, like the electrode things, look at the wiring and everything.
Yeah, it's all pucker, isn't it? Yeah.
Kenneth with his nostrils flaring. Yeah, so he was quite
unique voice in it. It's amazing.
Like, he sort of goes from quite posh to like common, doesn't he? Like in one sentence, he's brilliant. He's like if you look back at his is he does a I think it must be like early 80s. He's doing like a one-man show and he's just talking about his life and he
Oh,
talks
is it an audience with Kenneth Williams?
something like that. Yeah, and he
I've watched
talks
I've watched
about
that. That was good.
have you seen
Yeah.
the bit he talks about Fenella Field and then
Yeah.
in interviews he's quite kind, but in his book he's not very kind to her, to be honest.
Oh, really?
But he says to her the bit about where they're like sat in a car and they're having to sort of pretend because the budget was nothing. They're just
Yeah.
being bounced along and she turns to him, she says something like she goes, "Why is your bum so hard? Do you leave it out at night?" He's like such a strange woman. He's like so
Yeah.
surreal.
Fenella Fielding was in one, equally eccentric, and she was in Screaming. She played my sister. And we were in a gig for one shot, and Gerald Thomas said to me, "Get very close, it's a tight two-shot. I've got the camera in the shafts of the gig, so get very close and simulate, you know, pretend it's jogging up and down, you see. And get very close to her. Come on, Kenneth, get very close and do the dialogue very close." So I pushed against her, and she said, "Why is your bum so hard?" "Do you leave it out at night?" This is sheer surrealism.
King Rubber Titi.
So the so the movie's called Repetiti.
Oh gosh. It's the names in this, isn't it? It always make me chuckle.
Repetiti.
They have been trying to get Carry On going again, haven't they? They've had a couple of stabs at doing like a modern version, and I don't know how well it translates today.
I think the closest we came to it was Benidorm.
Yeah, I mean that's got the sort of feel of it, hasn't it? Like the Brits just being Brits and playing up to the stereotypes of what people expect us to be.
And you haven't got like one or two funny characters in Benidorm. You've got a cast of new, and they're all.
It was an ensemble piece, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And but didn't they try and read? Didn't Rick Mail do one like early 90s or something? I'm sure I've never seen
Carry
it.
On Columbus was 92. That was probably the last attempt at trying to do it. Like, so it actually came off.
You ever seen it?
No, mate. No. Like I say, I've only watched a handful of the Carry-Ons, but there was one called Carry On London, I think, that was in the works. It was supposed to have Shane Ritchie and I can't figure out. I think it was like Melinda Messenger or someone like that. It was like sort of the kind of equivalent of a pin-up in the 90s or 2000s.
She was the Babs Windsor of it.
Yeah, and then obviously like a cheeky chap, Shane. You can see Shane Ritchie doing it, couldn't you?
Yeah,
Walsh or someone like that. He'd probably carry it off. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if comedy's moved on too much now, and
well,
can't even get sitcoms right anymore, can we? Let alone films.
No, that's it. We've talked about that, didn't we? With the Three Caminos, that there's very few sitcoms, if any. I mean, I think we worked out Mrs. Brown's Boys was one of the sort of last sitcoms, you know.
When that's on a film, I've not seen it, but
live studio audience. But it's but I don't know. I think, funny enough, I was saying this to someone I worked with the other day. Like you've got, you know, like Kenneth Williams and all, and Charles Hawtrey, Sid James. You don't really have sort of people like that now that you can put in series of films. In every film, it works. You know, like what's his name, Peter Butterworth. I mean, he's sort of no characters like that now, is there? Just
no real sort of comedy character actors at all, really.
I don't know.
Turn their hand to comedy, but then they can do other things, don't they? They don't want to sort of be known for comedy. So he's trying to, you know, he's moving away from Steptoe, but some of the mannerisms are still Steptoe-ish, aren't they? So
it's a couple of things he's done that it's just Harold, isn't it?
I guess he's just kind of used to.
Because I think we had now at least one nod to Steptoe with the HS house that we think. I think later on there's a horse and cart, and then they play the.
All right, okay.
I think that comes up from what I saw the other day. What's Fenella doing there? She's like attaching electrodes to Odd Bod.
Yeah, trying to sort of bring him back to life, I guess, or reinvigorate him.
I wonder what it would have been like on stage. Like, you might like see Kenneth Williams like nostrils flare and he's like twitching and Fenella. What on stage? It must have been amazing.
Yeah. Well, they've regrown his finger. That's what that was. So I suppose quite state of the art special effects for the day. Have something reappear on screen.
We got So that's Angela Douglas now under the sheet. Apparently, her and Joan Sims, they had to endure like hours of body casting and plaster because they
Right.
create the life-size waxwork dummies.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's poor CGI now, but for his day, that was pretty good, I suppose, wasn't
Yeah, definitely.
it? That's a good line, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sidney Bung, he says to his wife, I've watched a bloke disappear in front of my very eyes and was thinking, why can't you do something like that? She's just playing like a frumpy housewife, bless her, in this, and she Joan Sims.
Well, this is a nice time to be coming home again. I don't know why you don't stay out all night and have done with it. Oh, that's right. Try and look all innocent. If you could just see yourself, you look disgusting. Disgusting. And isn't it about time you got your hair cut? You needn't think I'm going out with you looking like that. Oh, dear me, no. Oh, and just look at your teeth. Well, you can't say I haven't asked you to go to the dentist. For all I care, they can rot. Sidney Bung, you have been drinking. So, this is the step on the final path, is it? Well, you can't say my mother didn't warn me. Don't you make it a mess! I'll get you!
What? Oh, blimey. Oh, my head. Oh. Where am I? Oh, Truth. What did I do last night? What happened? All right. Hang on. Oh. Hello. Just hang on a minute. Blimey, who am I? Oh, yeah. Sergeant Bung here. Detective Sergeant Bung, I think. Oh, Slowbottom. Oh, Slowbottom. Mrs. Bung and I weren't doing anything. To kindly remember in future to save time that Mrs. Bung and I never do anything. What do you want? What shop broken into? You don't say. Look, I'll be right there. Now, don't touch anything. You understand? Don't move. Well, of course you can have a... Emily, you awake?
Get out, you disgusting creature! Get out!
What's the matter with you?
How dare you come home dead drunk and assault me?
Assault you?
Yeah!
I wouldn't assault you with a
Please,
bar.
get out!
Oh!
Come on, get out! You know very well what you did, but I'm going to make you pay for it. I'll get my own back on you, don't you worry. Come here, you. I'm not finished with you yet.
It does make you wonder, was Sid James' first choice for this? And they couldn't get him, so they got Harry, because that's the sort of line you could hear Sid James reeling off, couldn't he? You know,
Definitely, yeah. I think, yeah, that's probably true, that, yeah.
And Harry's laugh, yeah, he's going into Steptoe realm, isn't it? But
yeah, he's gone a bit.
I wonder if they asked him to do it in the start of Steps. Obviously, you know, we do hear those stories that people wanted him to be Harry, to be Harold, sorry, because they knew people would relate to it better. But I don't know.
Yeah, it's awkward, isn't it? It's coming back to like the typecast thing, and
yeah.
You know, I mean, he was typecast, but it's one of the worst thing in the world to happen, was it?
No, still getting work. That's it, isn't
Yeah.
it? People say with actors, how many are out of work all the time, and
yeah,
take anything really, wouldn't you, to just keep working? But
I like that bedroom set. It's just like
yeah.
you got There's a phone in the bed.
Yeah,
Pictures falling off the wall. Do you recognise who this is now?
I
Come to the
do,
bit
mate.
with the
Yes,
yeah.
do. Well, John
So,
Pertwee,
so that's John Pertwee. Is
pre
that a
pre
real beard?
Doctor days. Yeah. Um,
That's a fake beard, surely, isn't it? That
but he was known for comedy more than anything when he was cast as Doctor Who in Doctor Who. So,
was he?
because he'd been in the Navy Lark, which was a
Ah, okay.
radio show.
I never heard. I've heard about it. I've never actually listened to it though. The
Yeah,
Navy Lark is supposed to have been good.
yeah, I think he was known for that. So, but yeah, his legacy lives on with his son Sean Pertwee. He's sort
Yeah,
of
yeah.
go-to rough British actor these days. If you want anyone playing the British part, he did Alfred in one of the Batmans. I think it was Gotham.
Yeah, yeah. So Doctor. So John Pertwee's playing Dr. Fettle in
Okay.
this. Dr. Fettle.
Fettle, what's Fettle mean? Something to do with animals, Fettle. Or...
Fettle, yeah.
Well, they've done well to find a street in 1966 that still looked like.
Victorian London.
Yeah.
They're back in the car again.
So Fenella Fielding and
I do like that. If you have a look in the background, it's
Robin.
obvious it's not Victorian London. You've got bay windows, and
Oh yeah,
I'm sure some of them's got double glaze. Like
yeah,
modern lamps and
that's it, innit?
leather. That's a hell of a little car, mine. Because there's how many of them on it? 3
Doing
grown
well,
men.
isn't it?
Yeah. So they've now gone to a gentleman's convenience at Hokum Park.
And there we have Charles, another interesting character. Real
Apparently,
life.
Oh, hello. Morning, gents. Like a nice wash, would you? Help yourselves. Oh, you're the young fellow who's with that girl, aren't you? Plenty. But it'll cost you a bit. Here, what do you think you're doing? Who are you pushing? All right? Trousers. Dan. Daniel Dan. Well, shall we go to my little room? Make yourselves at home, gents. Yes. Well, there's something to be said for it. I live in a man's world. Ah, Mrs. Peabody. Hello, Mrs. Peabody. Nice woman. Her husband's a customer of mine. You know, I can honestly say that I know everyone who goes past here intimately, you might say. No stockings. She never wears them. Mind you, I've seen worse. There's a Scotsman who goes past here in a kilt and you wouldn't give it credence. All right, all right, all right. Yes, I'm sure you do. Her and the others. I was working out at a place near Hokum Woods as a gardener. Place. Not a bad job. Well paid. Mind you, I'm not saying that what happened to Doris isn't what happened to the others, but it looked very suspicious to me. I was just coming to that. Well, I saw... Hello? Who's that then? Must be a stranger around here. Did you see those dirty great plates? All right, all right, all right. Well, I was telling you, I saw... Sounds like a customer. I'm sorry, you'll have to excuse me, gents. Morning, sir. Nice day.
he wasn't going to be in it, Charles Hawtrey.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, apparently it was producer Peter Rogers read a newspaper article saying that the upcoming film would be all the poorer for Hawtrey's absence. So he brought in Hawtrey to play the role originally penciled in for Sidney Bromley.
Oh, okay.
So Sidney Bromley was in quite a few films of Prince and the Pauper, Frankenstein, Captain Clegg, Fearless Vampire Killers. Yeah, he's in quite a lot of films.
World, then. Yeah.
Yeah, looks like it, definitely. He was also in No Sex Please with British.
Okay. So Hawtrey's character lives in the toilet in the back.
Yeah, because that's a gentleman's convenience. Yeah, he's got a bed in there.
Wow. He's got a Bless This House sign behind him, which obviously was a sitcom with did James in.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
It probably hadn't started airing by this time, but
There's a lot of young women gone missing then.
yeah.
I suspect Oddbod has taken them away.
And then the gardening man. Is he disguised as like a rabbi or something?
I don't know. He's in like a
long
black
beard.
coat with a massive red beard.
Yeah.
I mean, what is Fenella wearing?
This looks like a turkey, doesn't it, or something?
Yeah, I mean, Oddbod looks more normal than it.
Yeah.
She's got like a black frilly cape, and
yeah.
you can see why she was sort of like an icon of like vampish.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, definitely.
that is her. I mean, that I know she's playing a character, but like that's pretty much her, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you
She's
look at
still with
like
us now, or she passed on?
she passed on, I think it was about one long ago, 5 years
Okay.
ago, something like that. But the book that she wrote, she named it after the line she says in this about do you mind if I smoke?
Oh, right, okay.
She named her autobiography that.
We are here to be of service to the public.
Yes, but I don't think you're very experienced in the ways of love.
If you want to know the way, ask a policeman.
I find you very fascinating, Sidney. Would you show me your whistle?
Of course, miss. It's not much of a one, I'm afraid.
Nonsense. I think it's a beautiful one. May I blow it?
The pea's gone. I'm afraid I got overexcited once and I breathed in.
Poor Sidney. Go on. Show me how you got overexcited.
I have come here, miss, to perform a duty.
Well, get on with it. I haven't got all night, you know.
If I could just have the answer to some questions first.
Well, all right. I'm sure I know all the answers.
I'm sure you do, miss.
You must learn to relax more, Sidney. Take things as they come. Come on. Sit beside me for a moment. There you are. You see? Now that's much more comfortable, isn't it?
Very much so, miss.
What must you think of me? I'm such a terrible hostess. I haven't offered you a thing.
I wouldn't say that, miss.
Do you drink?
Not on duty, miss.
Do you smoke?
Not on duty, miss.
Well, do you mind if I smoke?
Of course not, miss.
Thank you so much.
And I was trying to give it up. Oh, morning, Sergeant.
On a random note, I think we mentioned this before that in her autobiography, she's quite negative about Norman Wisdom.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, it's quite a. I think you have to read that. She said
Was he quite a difficult bloke to work with, or?
well, a bit. So she said he's very touchy feely, and he'd have his hand up his skirt at the start of the day. So, yeah, a bit unseemly that, but you don't expect that from like Norman Wisdom. But
I mean,
yeah,
I don't know much about him really.
she did not like him.
I know more about him from Last of Some Wine than anything else he's done, really. Like he popped up
Yeah.
a few times, didn't he? But so the doctor's running some tests on this finger.
Early forensics.
Yeah. And he's managed to bring him back somehow, hasn't he? Like reanimate him.
Yeah. I mean, look at his desk. I mean, was that high voltage?
Yeah. There's like a hybrid of like a werewolf and Frankenstein's monster, isn't it? So like a bit of an all-in-one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Orson Cart there. There you go.
Yeah, we've got the Orson cart, and then we have the bit of a Steptoe tune.
Yeah.
Definite nod to Steptoe there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I wonder if a bit like you said, perhaps they wanted to do more nods to Steptoe and are you unhappy with it, but
Well, it's the same audience, isn't it? You know, comedy fans of the 60s.
Yeah,
You either go
definitely.
to the cinema, watch it on television, or go to theatre, I suppose. So yeah, this is like pre-internet days, isn't it? So you kind of just relying on posters and just the name alone sells it, doesn't it? Harry H Corbett.
Exactly, yeah. And the amazing artwork they did.
Oh, something else, isn't it? Like,
because I love the artwork for this. Like the posters for Harry on Scream is amazing.
yeah, it really captures the Hammer feel.
He is short, and he Kenneth Williams. I
Yeah,
know like Odd Job's a
yeah,
monster, but he looks about 3 foot.
yeah. He's not. It's nothing to him, is there really?
Same with Charles Hawtrey, wasn't it? He was nothing to him.
No. Yeah, talking about sort of living a sort of less than luxurious life. I think he had the same thing.
Did
He died in some sort of not poverty as such, but definitely not in luxurious surroundings, as far as I recall.
he? Yeah, it's just sad, isn't it? Really, because you think
There's, mm,
even if they'd had like a couple of percentage of the
yeah,
royalties of the Carry On films, I mean, they would have been set, not rich, but I mean, they would have lived quite comfortably.
that's it.
Like I was saying with that Joan Sims, for all the work she did and talent she had, and she lived in poverty, you know, and
Yeah.
and sort of, scraped by the last few years of her life.
Mm.
Well, from what I've seen, but it's
I
just.
guess this is kind of pre-video DVD and
Mm.
streaming age, so you'd
I,
rely on
th
repeats on TV and that'd be it,
Mm.
for any kind of royalties if you got
I
any.
think that's why it was sort of mid 80s when Babs Windsor and all, were more involved with that. I think that's when they tried to get some sort of royalties, and
Mm,
they couldn't really take. I don't know if they did take it to court or not. I mean, it's
yeah,
not an expert on it, but because I think the guy in charge, is it Peter Rogers and the other guy
mm,
running it, he said, well, no, their agents agreed to that fee. We paid them that fee.
yeah,
And that's it. And I think he was quoted as saying, I, do anything for my actors except pay them.
yeah,
And they don't know if that's a joke.
yeah.
So,
Gosh, yeah, yeah.
he literally paid them minimum. And I think it was the women were paid even less. They paid like a couple £100 for the film.
That's nothing, is it?
And you
Yeah.
think like, cost of getting back and forth there, and
Mm.
the mad now when you think of the budgets for films,
Yeah, yeah. That's just it, and that's
and they knew this was going to be successful. Carry On's always had an audience, and it wasn't
yeah.
like it was a new thing that they didn't know.
No, no.
Would.
It's kind of arguably reaching its peak, wasn't it, this time? So it's always swayed by a lady in tiara.
Yeah. It's just like that's true, and even as Harold, it's just like a woman, flashing her
yeah,
eyes,
that's it.
and he's away.
Makes him go sort of googly eyed, doesn't it?
Yeah. As Private Fraser would say, she's very soncy
Yes.
with big, strong
I was
thighs.
going to say big strong thighs. I was just going to mention. Yeah.
He's obsessed with thighs, wasn't he? In Dad's Army, he's like,
Yeah.
a good firm action, sir.
Yeah.
Was it his niece or something from the gas board he brings to
Yes, that's
one of the
right.
dudes?
Yeah, in the Mum's Army one. Yeah.
That's a good episode, that where they get like it's seen as sexist, I suppose now, but they get the women involved, and then they have to sort of train up all the women to
Gosh.
make him feel like they're doing something.
Yeah, and he says something like, Godfrey, stop looking at the ladies, and
Yeah.
says, sex mad,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
woman mad he is or something. Yeah,
Woman mad he is. Was it? He goes during the during the American Civil War, a lot of the recruits didn't know left from right, so they
yes,
put a piece of hay on one side and a piece of straw on the other side, so they
that was
knew
it.
if they said hay turn, they turn left, and straw turn, they turn right. And then Walker goes, "That's brilliant," because the ladies could come in, and you could say, "Good morning, ladies. What nice drawers you've got on." He's like, "Walker, go home." He goes,
Yeah, that's it.
You're going
Yeah,
home.
yeah, he sends him home.
So Mannering fall in love with what's her name?
Mrs. Grey, doesn't she?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
who ends up being in Hello Hello, Rennie's wife.
Oh God, yeah, she was.
Yeah, it's quite tragic, really, obviously, because he clearly in a loveless marriage, isn't he, with Elizabeth?
Yeah, it's really that episode. It's really. I can't remember what it's called. It's not Mum's Army, is it?
Yeah, Mum's Army. Yeah,
Mum's Army.
that's what you just call Mum's
Yeah,
Army.
like you said, he's obvious. He's with a horrible woman, but because he's married. He was,
Mm,
he wouldn't,
that's it. You just
leave her.
stuck with them. Yeah,
Prunella working her charms on
gonna say, yeah, it's
Sidney Bung.
bit of flirting going on here.
He's got a bit of lipstick on him there, Harry, isn't he? She likes his little whistle.
She's got like a raspy quality to her voice, hasn't it? It's always a little bit gravelly and a bit
Yeah, God.
very distinct.
It's a bit like Joanna Lumley, like you could hear
Yes.
it.
Yeah,
You know.
that's a really good shout, actually. Yeah.
As soon as you hear her voice, you know it's her.
Yes. Didn't she make a bra out of a pair of slippers?
No, it was the slippers out of her bra. Imagine that
Oh, I got
bra.
it wrong,
Yeah. Yeah. Barbara. She's always got a glass of booze in one hand and a cigarette in the other. He goes, that's our Denise.
Our Denise, yeah.
Is that a chaise longue she's lying on there?
I was going to say, I think it is a chaise lounge, isn't it? Yeah.
Very Morticia Adams, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you remember her in The Prisoner with the the voiceover?
I do now, yeah. Yeah, I can see it now. I've never put the two together before. But
So good morning, good morning.
Yeah.
She'd announced something for the village. She's not even credited, I don't think.
Right. Okay, yeah. I was somewhere yesterday and I saw Port Merion pottery.
Yeah.
It was in the garden centre. Yeah, garden centre yesterday and they were selling Port
Where's the
Merion
bomb,
stuff.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see. I haven't listened to it, so I don't know what it's like. But there's a podcast on the prison. It's called Free for All.
Oh wow!
And they've done quite a lot of episodes. It looks really well made. I haven't listened
Nice.
to it, but yeah, it definitely looks. I'm gonna have to give it a listen.
Yeah. Well, there's a thriving sort of fan community, isn't there? They still do lots of like events over at Port Merion and
Oh, every year I think it's a 6 or 1
that's
society
it.
or something.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a brilliant day that when we went up there. It was
Yeah, it's
good
it's
pictures.
if
Mate,
you've got a
it's
bit, it's definitely
worth the
worth
trip
going.
there. Just on its own, but like knowing like with the prisoner and everything's
Yeah.
still there, and the prisoner's house is now the gift shop, and
Yeah.
it's amazing.
It's there we have, Mr. Captain Peacock, Frank Thornton.
Yeah, it's got to be at least 5 episodes of Steptoes in, wasn't he?
Yeah. And spanned across both the black and whites and the coloured ones, didn't he, as well? So
Yeah, Frank Thornton.
So his girlfriend's been turned into a shop dummy. That seems to be what's going on here then. This is the plot, that they're turning women into dummies and selling them to tailors or whatever.
Yeah, if you look closely, you see the necks of the dummies are like bigger than like how they should be, really. Yeah, and the actresses when they're because there's no way that's made to scale, is it?
Nah. Again, linking across from Captain Peacock's Are You Being Served episodes, they always had some interesting shenanigans with shop dummies there.
Yeah, he said that. Yeah, did we say it was a Doctor Who thing as well? Because they're quite creepy dummies, and they like the mannequins.
The Autons, yeah, the Autons are in Doctor Who.
You definitely tell Harry's a smoker in this, can't you? Have you seen look at his right index finger? I mean, this nicotine brown.
Oh, really?
Have a look. Yeah,
I'll have a look in a sec. Yeah,
definitely a heavy smoker.
So they're examining the dummy for a birthmark.
Yeah, he's just dropped her drawers now. So what's she got a birthmark on her bum cheek?
Or something. Yeah,
made in England.
So back in the big country manor house.
Yeah.
They've got an odd bod junior, apparently.
A little odd bod. Not until he's been properly house trained. I love that.
Great little line into that, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, he's just
it's almost like a cat purring, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just I don't know what
rolls it, doesn't he? Rolls the letters really well.
Yeah, whether how did he start to? Whether it was just like because I know his father was like very sort of working class and a proper Londoner, and he used to criticize him, say, "Oh, why are you giving yourself ears for? Why are you talking like that?" 'Cause, but I suppose to get on in acting, I suppose you had to in those days.
That's it, yeah. I mean, obviously, Wilfred did it, didn't he? He
so he was Irish, wasn't he?
Irish, but took on a very Queen's English, didn't he? Well spoken.
So what they do, they put him in this like vat of like
looks like some sort of wax or something, doesn't it, to seal them, lock them in place. But
I love how daft it is.
gonna say, good job you don't take it seriously because it is pretty horrific, really, isn't it? So like, yeah, tongue's firmly in cheek, but it's still a bit,
Definitely.
yeah.
And they're dipping the cast of it in like this molten fat or something.
Basically, Oddbod's doing all the hard work, isn't he?
It is, yeah.
Well, there's Bernie again. He's not had a big role in this, has he? Really? He's sort of just been in the background as the butler. But...
Yeah, that's true. He's because like when you think camping, he's in most scenes, isn't he? You know, Carry On Camping.
Oh, he's yeah. Sid, and they're called Sid and Bernie as well. That's what I love about it.
Yeah, yeah. They didn't spend long thinking of that, do they?
No, that's it. Keep it simple.
Because what's his name is in it? It's all Windsor Davis, isn't he?
He is. Gosh, yeah.
Windsor Davis, lovely boys, lovely shoulders, show 'em off. Have you seen Elena Thought yet, Mum? Elena Thought, Mum, yeah.
I've watched a few episodes, but I've not watched it as all the way through or anything. So no.
Yeah, it right. He still holds up. He's like I said, there's one or two things like I suppose you call it a bit racist now. But I think like I watched all of series one. I might have said a couple of months back when I bought the DVD. And it's still good. It's really good.
Yeah.
Quite clever writing. I mean, it's all set in one place, but
it's Jimmy and Croft and Perry, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it's really clever. It's
straight on from Dad's Army. So.
Yeah, why it's never shown now. I suppose if you got the one character, with brown face, but
right. Okay.
I just still think it's worth a watch.
So I had Michael Bates in it, who'd been in
That's him, yeah.
Last of Summer Wine.
Yeah, well, he's brown face. I think
passed away, didn't he? Not long after.
So. And I think that's probably why it won't get shown.
Yeah.
That's it. Because there's so much to edit out of that. It probably wouldn't make much sense.
You'd have nothing left, would you? That's it, yeah.
No, but I mean, Windsor Davis, like he's so good in it. He's brilliant. Every scene he's in, he sort of, carries it in a way.
Yeah, that's it. That's good. Was he in the thing called Never the Twain? Was that him?
I've never seen it, but yeah, I've seen.
Right.
Is him and another gentleman in it, like an old school?
Yeah, another sort of old school. It's like,
is
it Rival Tailors or something? Or
something like that, yeah. I'm sure when we were doing the Three Caminos, we talked a bit about it, but never actually seen Never the Twain.
I've seen bits and pieces on ITV 2 or 3 or whatever. So, but
I did see it on YouTube the other day. He did a Roundtree's Fruit advert with Don Estelle.
Oh, Don Estelle! Wow,
gosh.
Yeah.
Because those two are just funny straight away. You've got
I'm saying it, just
singing Don Estelle, like 3'8".
Yeah,
you've got a mad Welshman.
He pops up in the League of Gentlemen. He has like the little roundabout in the first series, I think. Where
all about that.
Stubbs and Edwards steal the chimp and this whatever it is and turn it into the beast.
Roundabout Farm.
Roundabout Farm, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's a lost zoo, isn't it?
Lost zoo, yeah.
God, yeah.
That was a nice link back, the 70s comedy to 90s comedy. Like,
yeah, no, they did that well. Like they had like Chubby Brown in it, didn't they? Because of Royston Vasey.
Yeah, Royston Vasey. Yeah,
which is such a random person to have in it.
He's not allowed to swear, is he? And he
no.
Just Mayor Vaughan, thank you. It's a fucking pleasure.
It's a fucking pleasure, yeah. And all the nosebleeds and
yeah.
It's brilliantly good job. I re-listened to
it's up there as one of the greatest.
It's got amazing. The radio show I re-listened to, but Royce Vasey is called Spent, and
it's Spent, isn't it? And there's no Tubbs and Edward, and they've got a few other like peripheral characters. Like there's the smallest Digby, the shopkeeper, which
that's it. He's
tiny. I see why some of them perhaps didn't translate very well to screen.
But Barbara's in it. Barb's Cabs.
Pauline's in it.
Pauline Restart.
Restart.
She goes, piss off, Ross.
Job seekers.
Good morning. Yeah. Okie. Because I watched that 1,000 times when it came out. It was so good.
You never tire of it, do you?
Yeah. And the stage show, I went and saw that a couple of years back. That was good.
That's so good. Yeah. It's funny when you see Steve Pemberton in Benidorm, he occasionally goes into almost like pop when he starts getting a little bit.
Yeah.
Where I think he's like a beautiful lady or something like
Beautiful,
that.
yeah.
Playing it, and it's like it's
Yeah.
not far off Pop.
It's that
Pop's the
that
only
was another
character
weird.
that Alex will just can't stand. She just he does
Oh,
it so well. He's just believable. It's this really greasy,
yeah, he's like an
slimy
Italian. He runs a
bird,
business with
isn't
his
he?
sons, doesn't he?
Yeah. He disowns him because he has some kids stole Maverick bars from him, didn't they? And
He's disowning the one son, and
yeah,
he.
so
It's all again. It's almost not comedy. It's just like
it's comedy drama, I'd say, isn't it? It is like got
Papa
that sort of
Lazarus.
very dark edge to it.
Uh,
Yeah,
was it "You're my wife now"? Papa
Dave,
Lazarus.
there's a block in your toilet.
Yeah.
I fixed it now.
And again, like they probably don't do that now because that's blackface, isn't he?
Yeah, I
He's got
believe
like white eyes
that's
and
been heavily criticised, isn't it?
so no. So what's happened now? We've got Sidney Bung now, played by Harry. He's suddenly got hairy hands, and
And then we had another burst of Steptoe there.
I think he's drank the potion, so he's turned into a monster.
Who does he look like there? Gosh.
Those eyebrows.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. We've got the horse and cart and the
Yeah.
some hairy feet there.
Wow.
That neck on that mannequin of is it Angela Douglas? That is a chunky neck. How that they passed that, I don't know, because the mannequin looks nothing like it. So that's that's it's something a bit Harry Potter about that. A bit
Yeah.
What's that street where they buy all the wands and stuff? It looks a bit like that.
Something Diagonal Alley.
Diagon Alley. Yeah, that's it.
I've
Diagonally.
only played the Lego games of that. I've seen the films, but I can't remember them. So I know more about that from playing the video game than anything.
Yeah.
So she don't realise that he's now a vampire or whatever he's become.
She's just ranting at Joan Sims. I don't think she's out of that bed at all in this
No,
film.
she's just
the poor cow.
to her.
There you go. I think that's a bit of hard living there. You got Harry brushing his hair in the mirror.
Yeah.
He does do that, doesn't he, in Steptoe about like he plays with the props and stuff. And
Yeah.
oh god. She's belting him with the sweeping brush. So he's woken up now. Sidney Bung's woken up in the bathtub.
Yeah. He's turned back to normal, hasn't he?
Oh, that's very Harold, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know if you're at that bit. He's going, oh, blimey. Oh, my gold. He nearly pulls the phone off the wall.
I was going to say that prop just gave way almost there, didn't it? But yeah.
He nearly come away.
And if it looks like a period prop, that probably is a bit old now, but
no expense spent.
Yeah.
You see what I mean there about his hand and the
oh yeah,
old school smokers, you'd have like brown fingers and
yeah.
I suppose that's gone now. I suppose we're vaping and all now.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've never smoked, but yeah, I can imagine people. So the vaping thing is a little bit cleaner, I guess, isn't it? But
Joan Sims, she's battering him again now.
oh, is that Sid from That's Some Wine there? It's a copper.
I'm not sure
now. Yeah.
Back to Frank Thornton.
Could be wrong.
Yeah, sure. I mean about the car with a HS25.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the way you've got Sidney Bung now investigating this, like the smashing at the shop, and he's the one that did it.
Yeah.
It's the werewolf, well, the monster.
Oh no, it's not him. Just looks a bit like him.
He does look familiar though, that.
Yeah, Robert Vossler, but he's uncredited, I think, in it. So.
He's in something else.
What else was he in? Jim Dale. Was he the Doctor's thing? Or
yeah, I think it was Carry On Doctor, wasn't it? He was in.
Yeah. No, was he in other series?
Oh, sorry.
Beyond. He's done the narration of lots of Harry Potter stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sure he was. What did he do in Harry Potter? Yeah, so he did Carry On Doctor, Carry On Again, Doctor, Carry On Screaming, Pete's Dragon, Carry On Columbus, 1992, Carry On Cowboy. I've never seen Carry On Spying.
No, I haven't seen that one, no.
That's one you never see on telly. So yeah, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Oh, he's in a James Bond film as well. General
God.
Gogol's helicopter pilot, uncredited.
Oh God.
For your eyes only.
Yeah, he's in a lot of things, isn't he? He's 89 years old, still around. Fair play.
Yeah.
Mr. Potter.
Yeah.
It's funny we were just saying he's in Harry Potter, and he's in this. He's Albert Potter.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so Charles Hawtrey's character is called Dan.
Yeah. And then
D-A-N.
the toilet man. Or whatever.
D-A-N-N. Dan the toilet. Bernard Bresslaw is called Socket.
Oh, okay. So I wonder if Harry was invited back for more and said no, or it was just literally a one-off.
Yeah, what was the next one he did after this then? Because I'm wondering if he would have suited, anything other
Well,
than.
maybe, yeah.
And plus, I suppose he would have tied in with Steptoe because.
Carry on, don't lose your head. So that's set in the French Revolution.
Mm.
Sid James came back into it, so
That's probably what I think. It must have been that. Sid James, like we said, Sid James was unavailable for whatever reason, and he jumped at it.
Yeah, he jumped in, didn't he? Yeah, but he gets top billing in this. Harry, he's above Kenneth Williams.
Well, that's a big thing. I remember. I think one of the reasons Kenneth Williams fell out with Fenella Fielding was because there was like a newspaper that had given a glowing review and didn't say a lot about him.
Oh, really?
And he sort of brought the newspaper in, and he was like, "I'm the right going in." She was like, "Well, what can I do about it?"
Yeah, no, it's not
Yeah,
what
so
I thought, was it?
I think there was a lot of, you've got to earn your top billing in it. But then, I mean, Harry was massive at this point, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's it.
Because he also did, what was that? The other one we're going to review is, oh God, what's it called? Oh, I sent you the link for it.
Yeah, sorry, mate, just escaped my brain a minute, that one.
Oh my head, I can't. What was it called? That was it. Yeah, the other one he's in that we're going to review is the Bargy, but that was
that was it.
1964.
Yeah,
that looks good. I mean, the cast in that looks immense.
Yes, seem to recall.
Definitely worth a watch. So you've got right. So director Duncan Woods. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. From
yeah,
Decepto. Yeah,
so that's interesting.
The reason why he was casting it.
Yeah, possibly. And then you've got like Ronnie Barker's in it, Eric Sykes, Hugh Griffith.
Oh, Hugh Griffith. We were talking about the other day, weren't we? Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that, and it keeps coming up. So yeah, it's a good show. So, so what's the plan with them now? They've got.
So they've got Peter Butterworth dressed up as a woman.
Is that like a Jack the Ripper thing, like where they dress up to try and entice?
Sort of like entice her into the bit of an entrapment operation. But obviously, Harry's missus has seen him and thinks he's with a floozy. So actually, she's out of the bed in this scene.
Oh, okay, God, that's the first time
out on the street.
The film's an hour and 10 minutes into it, and she's out of bed.
I mean, this looks a bit like a back lot, doesn't it? I guess they probably struggled to find something that was a Victorian street still, but
yeah,
it's nice that Jane Sim popped up in Fools and Horses.
Yeah.
Nice link across the eras, wasn't it?
Is it Aunt Reenie?
Aunt Reenie, in Frog's Legacy.
Yeah, she's brilliant in that.
Yeah, and then referenced again in Sleepless in Peckham.
Yeah,
the truth about Rodney's parentage comes out.
Yeah, it was only Ian Albert really that knew, wasn't it? That
yes,
Rodney was a mystery.
I always think there's a continuity thing there because Del says it's my Aunt Reen in that episode, but it's Trigger's Aunt Reen in Frog's Legacy.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because do you remember Aunt Reenie?
So, and whether it's just like, oh, she was so well known, everyone just called her Aunt. That's what people sometimes
she was good mates with Joan, so perhaps they just called her Auntie.
Yeah, used to be around the house, I guess, but yeah.
Yeah, she was a bit of a good time girl.
Oddbod and Oddbod Junior.
So Oddbod Senior is training Junior how to snatch women.
Gosh.
Drop.
Is there much in Susanna Corbett's book about Harry's role in this?
No, It's sort of mentioned, but no,
Yeah.
not that I recall anyway, unless I've missed it. But no, doesn't really mention Carry On a lot. I don't think because obviously didn't write a book,
No.
didn't do his own autobiography, so I don't think there's much written down from his point of view. From what's this 1966?
Yeah.
So
I mean, I suppose it's good payday and a good bit of profile for
yeah,
him.
I mean
So,
it's been a couple of weeks sort of filming it because, like you said, they spend no time really doing these, so
they knock them out dead easy, don't
knock
they?
them out and yeah, and then
On to the next one. So,
that's it, and it. So it's it'd probably be like less than a month filming.
yeah. Was it Peter Rogers was the producer that you were talking
That's right,
about?
yeah, Peter Rogers, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the controversial figure from their
Yeah.
point of view, because I think he'd buy a new Rolls Royce every
It's
year.
just mad, isn't it? It's yeah.
But I suppose like business wise, if their agents have asked for that and they signed
Yeah.
to it, and agree, I
No,
suppose. But it is harsh, and
it is harsh. Yeah.
when you think they could have left these Carry On films and never worked again.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. But also though, like they were crucial to the success of it. And
yeah,
if they decided to not do them, then the producer wouldn't be able to make the money. So, it's sort of
that's
like
it. And then I suppose the 80s come along, and then they make VHS, and then
yeah.
even like the DVDs come along, and
Yeah.
they made more money again, and streaming, they made money
Yeah.
from that. So it's
It lives on, doesn't it? But
definitely, like this is what 64, no, 58 years later.
gosh, wow.
People are streaming it and buying it, and
Yeah, that's it. We're reviewing it for a podcast 58 years later. Like,
yeah, so it's that's a hell of a shotgun that what's his name, Albert Potter in this, he's carrying. That's
yeah.
massive. It's bigger than him. A bag of nutty slack.
So it's got a nice amalgamation of different Hammer like plot lines, isn't it? Like, yeah, monsters, people being kidnapped and captured,
Yeah,
the sort of very dark gothic feel to it all. Hound of the Baskervilles-esque, some of it.
yeah, definitely. I do like the woodlands bit they filmed. 'Cause this it's
Yeah.
obviously a studio, but it's still good how they do it.
Yeah, no, that's really effective, isn't it? I mean, the Hammer Hound of the Baskervilles is one of my favorites. Peter Cushing is Holmes, and Christopher Lee, he's one of the Baskerville like lords or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can't go wrong with them too, can you?
no, you can't, and it's just really, yeah, just obviously lots of interpretations of Holmes, but that's one of the best in my view. They found a huge ear.
Yeah. It's just slow bottom has been dragged off by Odd Bod.
Didn't want to carry him because he's quite a stocky guy, Peter Butterworth. I still can't believe he's 39 in this. Kenneth Williams.
Yeah,
It's just bizarre, isn't it? It's just everything's relative, isn't it? I suppose, but
I think again it comes back to what we were saying about before, but like, people like mid-30s just they look so much older years ago, don't they? They sort of like
absolutely, yeah,
even middle-aged by the time you're 35, and they just
yeah.
like a pipe and slippers and
I suppose that's it with life expectancies. I guess like
mm,
I mean, what Sid James was 60 odd when he passed away. Kenneth Williams
mm.
not much older. Bernard Bresslaw similar.
I suppose the heavy smoking and drinking aged
Yeah,
people those
yeah.
days. And
Also, I think just healthcare systems weren't as good, where they couldn't spot things
no.
early enough, and a lot of illnesses that we know a lot of screening for now just wasn't around then. So
Do you notice this stuffed beer in the background?
I haven't yet. Is it a Steptoe one?
It can't be, can it? Surely, but
Oh,
yeah,
I don't
but
know though. No,
I don't.
it is, but it's really nice. Again, I like to think that's a nice nod to it.
Can you see it?
Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just distracted by Kenneth Williams. He's attaching the electrodes to. Is that rubber TT? That one?
Oh yeah.
He's attaching them to his nipples. Old
Right,
rubber
so
TT.
who else is who's the matron in Carry On Camping? What's her name?
Oh,
Hattie Jakes. So she's not
Hattie
in this one, is
Jakes.
she?
Yeah,
She was
she's
absent from
brilliant in
this one.
that.
Yeah. She's another sort of Carry On
Right.
stalwart, isn't she? But
Like, matron, take them away.
Dr. Soper. That's it, Dr. Soper.
So they're back in the laboratory now.
Yeah, different all bits are falling off Oddbod. So I read somewhere that Kenneth Williams originally he was going to be the dad of Fenella Fielding, wasn't he? And then
Yeah, I
because
think
he was
so.
only in his 30s, he wanted to be the brother rather than the dad because I think she's actually older, isn't she? She's like 40 odd in it. But
That's it. I've got so the original script, Dr. Watt was the father of Valeria.
yeah,
When Kenneth Williams wanted to play the part closer to his own age, the relationship was changed to that of brother and sister.
yeah,
I
which is
think it
more
works
believable, isn't
better.
it? Like definitely,
Yeah,
he
works
doesn't
better
look
like
old
that.
enough here to be the dad, but also he doesn't look 30 odd. Maybe I'm just
No,
getting old and don't want to admit that, but
well, he's younger than me, mate. How do I feel?
yeah. That is quite a
He's a year
sobering thought,
younger.
isn't it? So what would Harry have been here? Harry would have been 41.
Yeah, I think it's probably just that. Yeah,
So yeah, so he's older
66.
than Kenneth, and it doesn't seem it, does it?
On 39, he's perpetually 39, father, Peter.
Yeah, he was only actually 39 for one series of Steptoe, I suppose, and then
Yeah,
he was
he's that till about
whatever in Steptoe he wasn't,
1974.
but in real life he wasn't. Even when he was in the 70s series, he was still 39. But
Yeah, he's still 39. And
they're both thinking they're getting a bit of a look in with her. So the plan is to kill them both off.
yeah, she's got them both sort of wrapped around a little finger.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very like looking at Bernard Breslau now, he's very lurch.
He is, isn't he?
He's like
Yeah.
answers the door, just stands there really tall, doesn't move.
Pale. Yeah, just hanging around in the background. Yeah. It's crazy because the original Adams Family was like a comedy, wasn't it? Like the TV show.
Yeah, it was.
We've watched a couple of episodes of it. And it sort of holds up. It's not too bad, but
I always, in my mind, I always get that confused with the Munsters.
yeah, very, very
'Cause I
similar.
watched it, yeah, as a kid.
Like the Munsters.
What was the one where the set would move? Like you'd stamp and the whole of the house would shake. It'd be like,
Oh gosh.
but I think that might have been the Munsters.
That sounds like the Munsters, probably, yeah.
No, I do think they work well as brother and sister.
Yeah.
And this just seems
There's
more.
sort of natural chemistry between them, isn't there? It's not awkward or anything.
Yeah. Oh God, what's she doing with that python? So they realised now they've captured a male dressed as a female, so they've got to do a new line in male dummies.
Yeah, spin off, why not? So I've just reached the bit where Harry and Jim Dale are in bed.
I haven't got to that yet. I think I'm
Okay, I'll just hang on.
a few seconds behind. I'll tell you when I get to that.
It's just the different streaming things, I think, innit? Some are slightly more frames per second, I think.
Yeah, now they're both in bed.
And we've got the python being lowered down, which I mean, it's a real python. That's
Yeah.
I don't do well with snakes at all.
Oh, I can't bear snakes.
Yeah,
I
something
couldn't.
about them. Just
No.
yeah.
The way it's the way they eat, like
Right, yeah, just swallowing
slithering.
things.
It's just, yeah. But yeah, no, my brother's got a few. He keeps
Oh, really?
snakes, yeah. But it's just not my cup of tea. Just so Detective Bung now thinks that's Albert Potter touching
Goings
it.
on, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah, two men sleeping with their backs to each other. Got a snake slithering around.
Reminds me of the have you seen trains, planes, and automobiles?
Yeah, yeah, the pillows.
The pillow. That's not a pillow.
My hands between two pillows.
Gosh, great film that.
Such a brilliant film, that, isn't it? Yeah,
Such a good film. And such a
weirdly,
loss. John Candy.
Candy.
Such a loss, isn't he? Like,
Yeah, I seen funny. It was a quote on Reddit about it the other day about it was a little short video with Steve Martin.
all right.
And he was saying he was getting quite sort of teary. He said there was a bit cut out of it that was sort of about 5 minutes long of John Candy, and it's a really touching scene where he says
Right.
about like the story because he's just sort of wandering around and he hasn't got a family. They
That's
died.
it. The end bit is heartbreaking, isn't it? When they realise his wife's died or whatever. And
Yeah, it's just apparently that was longer, that bit.
oh, really?
Cut it
Oh,
down,
interesting. Yeah.
yeah. Such a good film.
Great film. So we're heading towards the climax here, I guess, because 10 minutes left on the clock, so they always wrap it up in hour and a half, don't it? These films, like pretty much on the dot, it's an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's
Again, it's just a died out thing, isn't it? Now films can be any length really, and
they used to have like an
sometimes
ice
too long, aren't
cream
they? But
interval. Was it you said you can remember like seeing a film they had an interval?
yeah.
I've never known that. I can imagine an
I
interval.
went to see the World Is Not Enough, the Bond film, and they
Oh,
had a
amazing.
all in the middle of that. But it was like 2 hours and half an hour, 2 hours and a half or something. But ice
I
cream
wonder
fella
if,
comes round half
yeah,
time.
I wonder if they have an interval at the stage show we're going to see in November.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah, hopefully they do.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, I can't remember the date, but yeah, for the listeners who may not know, I'm taking a trip up to Sheffield still.
yeah, coming up
I'll
to,
be
saying hey up and breeding ferrets.
yeah, I don't mind a whippet, but yeah,
Sheffield in what's its name? Yorkshire, yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna come up and see Simon. I
Yeah,
think
be good. A step pod on the road.
step on tour. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
like I said, we might get to sort of have a bit of a chat with the actors of I think it's just called Steptoe and Son Live.
Yeah, they're just doing it because I think the scripts available to do for anyone really, amateur or professional productions. So they've just they're taking it and performing it, which never a bad thing, is it? See a bit of
It's good.
Dalton the
Yeah,
Simpsons masterpiece
see it on stage.
on stage, being different actors but same characters we love.
Yeah, like Tom was saying when he saw Death, was it Death at Aldrum Lane years back?
Yeah,
Or
very
sorry,
very
Murder at
jealous of him
Aldrum
seeing
Lane.
that because I was
Yeah,
I, stupidly I think it came to Nottingham near where I live, and yeah, just wasn't on my radar at the time. I was sort of passing interest in Steptoe, but it hadn't really grown into what it is now. So yeah, such a shame. But
yeah. I think he said he'd see it, but it'd be good to see it on stage. So I think they're tour at some point. They're in Newport next year. They're not far from me.
oh,
So
very nice, nice.
but yeah, but so what have they done now? They've reanimated Angela Douglas, the and Slow Bottom.
But we're still dressed up like a lady, and
I know, why has he still got that wig on?
don't know.
And the dress and the pearls.
Yeah, or is that his missus?
Awful looking thing.
Yeah, bad luck.
Yeah, the mannequins in this are weird, aren't they?
I mean, is that Joan Sim just being really still, or is it a mannequin of her? That is a
Well,
mannequin, isn't it? Sorry. For a
Yeah.
second there, I thought it was actually her, just being really, obviously I've just seen the lift them up.
She's not wooden, mate.
And I'm gonna say,
Yeah. I was gonna say the feet, they're definitely sort of like, I don't know, they're not in plastic. I don't know what you call them.
must
They
have gone to
see,
something like the Madame Two Swords people and asked them to do sort of waxworks type thing. And
it's like they never get it right. Like the faces, like they put some effort in, but the necks are like, geez, that's some thick
yeah,
necks on the go. It just doesn't look right.
reminds me of the
But
one of Mrs. Warboys.
yeah,
Look
use it as a
hideous.
lampshade.
Yeah. I don't know what I feel about waxwork of myself. I'd be a bit
Oh no, I was offered
odd, wouldn't
once.
it?
You could do like a ventriloquist dummy.
Yeah,
You can have one made of yourself, and I would have, but Jem was like, no, she's
yeah.
terrified of those dolls. So it's like, I'd wind her up with it. I'd sort of like creep out of bed one morning and just stick that in there with his head on the pillow and have her wake up to that, like a
Have some fun, couldn't you? Yeah.
miniature version of me. But it's that's creepy enough. So we got Odd Job and Odd Job Junior about to attack
Yeah.
everyone. Slow Bottom's fainted. Must be that corset.
Yeah. Pretty tight, doesn't it?
I like that bit. I don't know if you see that. It's where Slow Bottom picks up the chair, and as he's dragging it across, he actually breaks it.
Yeah.
It breaks in half, but he just sort of plays it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's piling the chairs against the door, and they've just walked in through the hole.
Yeah, yeah. So that hole was still there, wasn't it, from their escape or whatever earlier? So yeah,
Go through your own hole. Like the way he throws it.
yeah. So we got Jim Dale turning into a vampire now, or werewolf, sorry.
Have you seen how he throws him?
Yeah.
Both the it's so obvious it's a dummy.
Yeah. Repetiti.
So Repetitis come to life now.
Yeah, he's been reanimated by a little bolt of lightning or whatever. He's about to go after Orlando, whatever his name is.
Orlando what?
That's it, Orlando. What?
Orlando what?
Oh no, so he's gonna get turned into a waxwork now.
So so Fenella convinces Harry to help. She goes, I should be
Yes.
very, very grateful. So that's a good reason.
Yeah.
This bit I do love. I don't know if you got this bit where you've got not Kenneth Williams, what's his name? Yeah, sorry, Orlando Watt. He falls in the sort of white sludge.
Yeah, yeah.
He proper goes under, doesn't he? His head.
Oh yeah, he's not pulling any punches there, is he?
He's had a proper dunking. But then it's really sort of farcical, this bit with it. They're wrestling and they both fall in. You got Rebatiti and Orlando fall in. It's obvious it's not them.
Yeah.
Coming and going, we didn't quite. What's the matter with you two? Come back! Lovely. What are you doing? Why are you looking at me like that? It's me, Watty. I'm your friend. Trabatiti!
Please help him. He'll kill him.
You're joking. Mommy! Give me one good reason why I should help him.
I shall be very, very grateful.
That's a good reason.
Oh, I'm your friend, Trabatiti. Get away from me! This is all thanks I get for regenerating you. Listen, leave me alone. I'll send you back to Egypt. I promise. First class, all expenses paid. You'll have a lovely trip. Ah! Oh! 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 No! No! Ah! Don't look! Frying tonight!
I wonder why he says frying tonight as he's in the vat of oil. Is it to do with fish and chips or something?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
So we're at the end now with Joan Sims. He's kept her as
Kept
his
her
wife
as a waxwork.
as a right. He didn't
now
reanimate her.
Now he's new living housekeeper stroke concubine, I guess, or whatever.
Valeria Watt. He's got her as a servant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, what do you think? So do you know what? There's some really good sort of lines in that.
Yes.
There's a good sort of back and forth. Like, I did note one bit where you've got Emily Bung, so that's his wife. She goes, "You haven't taken me out for ages." And then the sergeant goes, "Don't exaggerate. We went out a couple of months ago. We had a lovely time." And she goes, "You call that a lovely time, my poor mother's funeral?" And he says, "Well, I enjoyed it." It's a really good,
Oh,
good
gosh.
back and forth with them. I don't know if any stand out to you.
But wow, just some of the ones we've already sort of highlighted. Yeah, I can't remember them now, but yeah, there's some really good bits in it. Yeah, everyone seems to be having a good time. Everyone seems to be just taking it, playing it sort of straight to a degree, but then there's obviously enough, comedic bits in between that, yeah, it doesn't get too dark. That's the danger, isn't it? I suppose from like this, you go down the horror route, you can become a little bit too creepy, but
it's that balance in it, getting it. We know this is a comedy, but we've got to play a bit seriously.
But the attention to detail with the props and the sets is magnificent. It's as good as a normal horror film, I'd say. So.
Oh yeah, it's brilliant. Shall we head on over to Skinner's Arms, mate, for the quiz?
Skinner's Arms, yes. Why
there
not?
We go. I could do with what you drink. You haven't done this for a while.
No, I'll have a rum and black, not a bum and rack.
Not a bum and rack. Sure.
No.
You sure you don't want a Bucks Fizz?
Bucks Fizz, yeah.
I'll have a drop of gold watch. Yeah, drop a gold watch for me. Keep the cold out. It's definitely getting autumn now, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Heating's gone on in our gaff now, so.
God, yeah. That's not good. Soon be winter. Yeah, so I've come out with. I've only done 5 questions because it was.
Same here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite difficult. Shall I go first?
Yeah, let's go first, mate. Yeah, if you want. Yeah.
Go on then. So, what is the name of the actor who played Oddbod the Monster?
His surname's Clegg, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
It's
So is it Jim Clegg?
close is Tom
Tom.
Clegg.
That's it. And he was an M in it. Yeah.
Very last of summer wine Clegg, isn't it?
Yeah,
Cleggy.
he's done a few little bits and pieces, hasn't he? And sort of mainly like a uncredited stuntman type thing, isn't he?
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, so after what line in Carry On Screaming did Fenella Fielding name her autobiography? I think it's
told me this.
It's one of my favourite lines.
Okay, if I smoke.
That's it. Yeah, she's on the bed and she goes, "Do you mind if I smoke?" And then obviously the smoke comes out of her.
Yeah,
it starts billowing. Okay, so why didn't Sid James appear in Carry On Screaming?
He was ill, and he was also in Babes in the Wood, the pantomime.
Yeah, that's it. I found out that. So IMDb says it was due to illness, and then most other sources say it was, like I said, like you said, sorry, because he was in the pantomime Babes in the Wood at London Palladium, because that ran until June 1966, which would have been when.
Yeah, with the film this winter. Yeah.
So yeah, no, well done, mate. Then question the fifth: the car used was petrol, but claimed to be electric. So it was, so it wasn't actually electric. It was claimed to be. But can you remember the specific name of it? So it's got HS25 on the plate.
I thought you were going to ask me the number plate. I could tell you that, but no.
Tough on this. I only mentioned it once. I didn't.
Yeah, no,
I wouldn't have known.
I'm afraid.
No, it was a 1904 Brushmobile.
Brushmobile. Okay, yeah.
So it was made in. Well, it was made by the Brush Electric Company, based in Loughborough.
Okay. Yeah.
But other sources say it's electric, but no, I think it's 4 out of 5, mate.
Thank you. No, that's not bad at all. Yeah,
well, that's good.
2 questions there.
I'll be happy with that.
So I've gone for a couple of questions around Carry On. So the first one is how many Carry On films were made in total? So you can, I'll give you sort of like rounded up to like a 10, 20.
Did we say it was 31?
31, spot on, mate.
It's because I think this was the 12th one.
Yeah. So yeah, not even halfway through at this point. Yeah.
God, yeah.
John Pertwee appears in Carry On Screaming, but which number doctor was he?
Oh, now you're asking me. I'd have to guess. This might be insulting to Doctor Who fans, but 5th?
No, 3rd. He was the 3rd
okay.
one.
So I would have known that. I was going to say 4th or 5th.
After Bill Hartnell and Patrick Troughton, he was the 3rd one. First one in colour, interestingly.
Oh, was it? Oh, good actor.
1970, so 4 years after he did this. So,
yeah.
What does the middle H in Harry's name stand for?
I think it stands for anything.
Anything, yeah. I was trying to explain it to Alex tonight, and she goes, "But that's not a word." I said, "No, it's like how you pronounce it." And
anything. Yeah, I do like that.
There was the other Harry Corbett, was the Sooty guy, wasn't he? So
yeah, because he got mistakenly got an OBE, didn't he?
That's right. Yeah.
And they had to give them both one, but yeah, I mean, on the Sue Corbett interview we did, she mentions the H stands for anything.
Yeah, great stuff. Okay, question 4. I talked to you about this the other day, so see if you can remember. Which part in a Hammer horror film did Bernard Bresslaw lose out on as he wanted a higher fee? So
Which
actual
part?
Hammer horror film, Bernard Bresslaw could have been this character, but his fee demand was too high.
So the part of the film?
The part.
I don't know either, so I don't know why I was asking.
Oh, right.
I'd have to.
So if I tell you, if he lost out to Christopher Lee got the part, and he didn't.
Would have been Dracula then, would it?
No, it wasn't. It was actually Frankenstein's monster.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Hammer,
oh God,
horror,
yeah.
50s horror of Frankenstein.
He would have sort of played it well, I suppose. But mind you, they're both big, sort of tall.
But yeah. But no, Christopher Lee was, I think, about £4 or £5 cheaper. So.
Oh, is it?
For the sake of that, he, launched himself into, stratosphere really in terms of.
Yeah, God, yeah.
Bernard was, I'm not saying Carry On was a runners-up prize, but as varied. And then finally, which of the Carry On films did Wilf Bramble appear in? He appeared in one of them. You know which one it was?
Oh, I know this. He was in.
I think Sid, call him Sid again. Jim Dale was in this one as well, I think.
Was it Carry On Doctor?
Oh, Carry On Again, Doctor. So I'll give you half a point for that.
Because
Carry On Again, Doctor.
Did he speak in it, Will?
Yeah, he did. He literally a cameo. He's called Mr. Pullen.
Yeah, I remember
as
Pullen.
he's walking through the ward, the Steptoe theme's playing.
Yeah.
And I think it's something to do with the nurse, something or other. So it's a very
briefly in it, yeah,
cliched role, but no, he's still
Mr. Pullen.
We've had both father and son in Carry On.
That's good. That was it. What year was that then? That would have been after this, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Yeah, after this. So Harry did it first, and then he joined.
Yeah, I wonder if that sort of nudged Wilf a bit to go, oh, you know, he's been in one, it'd be good to.
Well, yeah. But no, very good, mate. 4 out of 5, very good.
Oh, that was a 3, I think.
Was it 3? Well, 3.5, because you got the thing, didn't you? You got the Carry On.
3.5, not 8.5.
Not 8.5.
Yeah, back to Fellini. Funny enough, there is a. I wrote down something about Fellini for this. That let me find it. There is a nod. I think that's it. So Frenella was involved with the prisoners we mentioned, Fenella Fielding, but apparently she turned down a major role in a Federico Fellini film.
Oh wow!
There's a bit of a sort of link to that, but we always seem to bring up Federico Fellini, don't we?
Nice.
With Steptoe, 8.5. But no, I do like Carry On Screaming. I think you see, like, camping is always repeated. Follow That Camel is always on telly. You know, when it's a bank holiday, it's always on. What's the other one? Is the Doctor Up the Khyber? Yeah, that's was Bunged it in.
Carry On Emmanuel. I think I've seen that once or twice.
It's weird because like this Screaming, like Carry On Spying, I've never seen.
Right.
It's sort of hardly ever shown. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But I suppose you quite easily get them online, or
some great
brilliant.
Stuff
So what do you think next up, mate?
Well, is it the barge or whatever? So
should we have a couple of weeks break and then look at the episodes? It's funny enough, we
can go back to 2 episodes, can't we? Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, do you know what we've had a lot of probably say 3 or 4 like people requested we do the episodes. That we didn't cover previously, so it's good.
Yeah.
Say YouTube, it's going well on YouTube. I think we've 128 subscribers.
Oh, that's
now.
really good. No,
it's in less than a month. It's gone up 25 subscribers. So.
Oh well, thank you for listening, guys and girls. It's really, we do it because we enjoy talking about it, but it's nice if other people can enjoy it as well.
Yeah, that's it.
And
great. A few people say they sort of go out and like walking the dog or something and listen to the pod.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's so grateful for that. It's great to, and like interactions online, like any comments, even the old Insta
information coming out. That's good to hear and stuff. So sounds good to me.
Brilliant. Should we end it with a Kenneth Williams impression?
Oh, matron, you're far better.
Take him away. You are awful, Simon.
You're all wicked. Yeah.
Flare in your nostrils. Cheers, try everyone.
Thanks very much. Cheers, mate.
Hi, this is Susanna Corbett. Thanks for downloading Step Pod and Son.